On the first Monday in December, counting down towards Christmas, and somebody who's very much in the festive spirit is Tom O'Neill from cv.co.nz. Tom, kia ora. Is it too early to say Merry Christmas?
No. We have a family tradition about a month out.
Yeah.
I put on my calendar, play Christmas carols.
Oh, my goodness.
So we kick off sort of end of November with the old Christmas carols just to sort of get the vibe. So, yeah.
So you're over Christmas already. You're done.
Yeah, looking forward to Easter.
That'd be good, yeah. Hey, on the topic of Christmas, though, I know there'll be some people that are in the job hunt. Perhaps, as contract workers, there's a little bit of a gap. Perhaps students, whatever it is, there'll be people saying, gosh, I'd really love to get a little bit of money over the Christmas season. Turns out it's a pretty good time of the year to be on the job hunt.
Look, absolutely. Of course, with the old Christmas industry, unfortunately. I mean, it's the perfect time for retail. It's where retail really shines for the end of the year financially, and so because of that, of course, there's a demand for temporary people in roles, in retail and all sorts of different industries. Producers, they're getting stuck in trying to get product out.
Yep.
Things like mechanics and so on. I mean, I know our mechanic around this time of the year is crazy busy because everyone's just trying to get their car sorted before, summer holidays. So it's a really good time to actually, just get out there just for some part-time or full-time work, but just over the break.
Now, it's also a time of high demand, not just high supply in that regard. Talking to a friend of mine who's been looking for casual work and kind of describe himself as self-unemployed, actually. But he said that this time of the year it's really tricky because the student job search kicks in. And all of those jobs that he'd normally be able to get, now suddenly all of the students are kind of hoovering up that type of work, I don't know, because they're bright young things and they work slightly cheaper than normal people. Is that part of the challenge for this time of the year? Or there's still jobs out there, but perhaps we need to knock harder?
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot more competition. Yeah, exactly as you say, students left, right and centre all over the show just looking for these types of work, these types of roles. So again, the problem is it's about being seen. Yep. No one can hire you unless they know you're alive. Mm-hmm. And they know you're alive by having a copy of your CV in front of them.
Yeah.
And really, the best way to do that, there's Trade Me, LinkedIn, Seek, obviously, but also, getting a nice CV, something that represents you well when you're not there. Yeah. So when someone has a look at it, go, oh, wow, this person looks great, so something like that, then just literally dropping it off. I mean, this time, I think 27 years ago or something, 30-something years ago, I lived on Waiheke Island, and Mum said, all right, go and get a job. And I went, here we go. So I printed off, 50 CVs and went around, handed them all out. The 50th CV I handed out at Mitre 10 and got offered a job straight away.
Wow.
Came with a lot of self-doubt and a lot of, I don't know why I'm doing this, Mum. But the 50th CV was the one. And that actually led to a whole bunch of friendships I still continue with.
Well, that's really good. I mean, it would have been very easy to quit it at 45 or even 30, honestly, to go, oh, it's just not working, I'm no good. And again, you talk about that self-doubt. This type of cold calling can give your self-esteem a bit of a hammering, although if you can push through that, that means that you are going to stand out. Oh, well, this is a person that's got the confidence to rock on up and knock on the door and hand their CV. Maybe that's the sort of person they're looking for.
Look, that's exactly it. When we go and do this, we just rock out, ask for the manager, drop a CV off, big nice smile, and just hope and pray for the best. But it demonstrates to the employer that, a whole lot of soft skills that normally an employer doesn't find out about until 6 months of employment with you. Yeah. So it shows you are resilient. It'll probably be a no. It shows you are hardworking because you're out trying to find work. Mm-hmm. It shows you actually want to work for them because you're there asking for work. Yeah. So all these things show these wonderful, wonderful soft skills. and really, really just positions you in a good place. For example, if you're after a retail role, print off heaps of copies of the old CV, rock into the local, local shopping centre, bam, nail it. I mean, it's unglamorous. It's not fun. It's, pretty self-depreciating. But at the end of the day, as I say, if someone doesn't have a CV of you, they can't hire you.
Now, there'll be some people that says, hey, look, Tom, it's not the 80s on Waiheke Island anymore, or whenever it was that you were knocking on doors. Things have moved on. We've got technology. I can just sit on the couch in my pajamas, or not my pajamas, I just roll out of, or just lie in bed on my phone, on Seek, as you mentioned beforehand. People don't do this anymore, and actually, if you're looking for jobs on Seek, you're not risking that rejection, that pushback that is so difficult, particularly perhaps for younger people to face at the moment.
Cool.
Do you think there's still a space, despite the fact that we're in a digital age, which we can knock on people's doors using our mobile phones? Is there still a space for saying, you know what, how about I have a shower, have a shave, put on a shirt with buttons, and drive to the mall and go from store to store handing out flyers? Do you think there's still a place for that in this day and age?
Absolutely. I mean, fantastic question. A lot of people, as you say, it's the digital world, blah, blah, blah. The problem is when you go to digital, there may not be an opportunity. Now, don't get me wrong, big fan of doing it digitally and sort of the normal job hunt. If you're an accountant, you don't want to stereotype around all the businesses and, hello, I'm an accountant, But for retail, retail and those sort of roles, it's great because you're actually delivering the actual skill it takes to do the job.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's actually something really positive. Plus, again, look, it's about however anyone of the decision-making process finds you, right? So if that's, again, through digital or through you literally stomping up, here it is, thanks very much, that's what it's about. So it's unglamorous, it's unfun, but it really depends how much you want it. I mean, I didn't. My mum just kept pushing me and
Good
said,
on you, Mum.
Hurry up, keep going. And, and in the end, got this wonderful job I love.
Yeah.
There is an argument for the digital side, but again, if you're happy to do it, just get out and get it done.
Exactly.
The more CVs you have out, the higher the chance you can get a role.
And hey, if you knock on the door, you got a big smile, you're wearing a brightly, you're wearing a summer shirt and a Santa hat, you're going to stand out a lot more than if you send a text, right?
Look, that's exactly it. Part of that in retail is your presentation, to be perfectly frank. At the end of the day. So if you're looking professional, you're looking friendly, you're looking engaged, that there's just that very small chance there may be an opening, maybe for a couple of weeks, maybe a month, maybe whatever, maybe the start of a whole new career.
Exactly. Maybe not the Santa hat, actually. Maybe that's pushing it a little bit too far. But hey, pick your market in that regard. Thank you so much, and good on your mum, actually. And I know there'll be people listening to this at the moment that's saying, hey, I need to have a word with my son or daughter. Maybe they should try this. More advice, of course, available at cv.co.nz. Tom, thanks for what you do. Thanks for joining us.
Look, a real pleasure. God bless.
Hey, thanks very much for joining us in the Rhema studio. Thanks very much for watching the interview. It's kind of nice to have an audience, actually. And if you did like what you watched, then do give us a like, do give us the thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more interviews like that one, or perhaps even better, subscribe and those interviews will come straight to you. Don't forget to turn on your notifications, and we'll see you in the next one. Cheers.